Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day everyone. It's great to see you again with me, Akhyar Rido, in my class Seminar on Linguistics. Today, we will discuss about an introduction to thesis proposal seminar presentation. Let us begin. Alright, students, the objective of our learning for today is to enable you to write, number one, to write, and number two, to present your own undergraduate research proposal. Remember, our main objective is to enable you to write, number one, and number two, to present your own undergraduate research proposal. So this is our outline for today. Part 1, we will discuss about introduction to research. Part 2, identifying research topics. And part 3, we'll be discussing writing research proposal. Let us take a look at it one by one. First, we will start with introduction to research. In this particular part, we will explore, number one, rhetorical situations of your research. Number two, reasons for a research and basic research process. And number three, research in different academic disciplines. So this will be good for you as a starting point to think about your own research, what your research will be about, what about your current condition and situation, and why you conduct such a research, and how you can compare your own research with research in other disciplines. Okay, let's take a look at it one by one. First, this is the rhetorical situation of research. Think about these four aspects at least. Number one, you can look at the right circle over there on screen. You have to think about the purpose. What is the reason for research? What is your reasons conducting this particular research? The thing that you're going to do. Number one. Number two, you can look at the purple color one. The author, who is doing the research and why. Who? You. Yeah, of course, you will be conducting the research with your advisor, for example. Number three, it's also important to look at the green part. The audience, who wants to be or who wants to know the results? Your friends, your colleagues, other researchers, or who? So this is very important for you to consider. And the last one is the orange part. It's about the topic. Yeah, what is the subject and why? Why you choose that particular topic, subject, and why you choose that particular subject. All right, so these are four rhetorical situations of research that you may think and consider before conducting your research. Okay, next is reasons for conducting research. Now this will help you to lead you into your topics or why you conduct such a research. These are some questions that you may think and you may answer later on in your journey of preparing your research proposal. Number one, will you solve a particular problem? Okay, so will you solve a particular problem? Number two, will you offer a new way of thinking or concept? Will you offer a new way of thinking or concept? Number three, will you give a new directions towards enhancements of policies? will you give a new direction towards enhancement of policies? Number 4, will you prove or disprove something? Will you prove or disprove something? Next, will you add evidence to a developing body of knowledge? Will you add evidence to a developing body of knowledge? Or, the last one, will you develop a new theory, model, or tools? So this will help you to guide into what is actually and why you conduct a research. Will you solve a particular problem? Will you offer a new way of thinking or concept? Will you give a new direction towards enhancements of policies? Will you prove or disprove something? Will you add evidence to a developing body of knowledge, the existing body of knowledge? Or will you develop new theory, model, or tools? Okay, this will be a very good guided questions for your considerations. Okay, another thing is reasons for conducting research. You might conduct a research for a number of reasons, yeah, responding to the previous part of questions. First, answering a question. So you normally conduct a research because you want to answer a question. Number 2, answering a phenomenon. You may be thinking about you want to reveal or portray a reality of something, a phenomenon, for example, or proposing a concept, testing a hypothesis, or developing a theory or model or tool. So these are normally the common reasons why someone conducts a research. What about you? You can think about yourself, all right? So it is very important also to think about research in different academic disciplines. In our case, we are conducting, or you're going to conduct a research in the fields of linguistics, yeah, for example, literature or language studies, yeah, especially linguistics. Now, it's very important to look at those different academic perspectives. Number 1, for example, we try to compare humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences. Yeah. Example of area of study, you can look at the green part on your screen. First, humanities. We have literature, art, philosophy, and then social sciences. We have areas like anthropology, sociology, linguistics. Yeah, and then we have also, for example, in natural sciences, biology, geology, and engineering. Now, the interesting part is, what is the primary areas of inquiry of these different academic disciplines? Number 2, you can look at the orange areas, yeah? For humanities, let's say, what are the primary areas of inquiry? So normally, those who are conducting research in literature, art, and philosophy, they look at text, okay, artifacts, yeah, text and artifacts are the main primary or the main areas of inquiry in humanities, okay. The next is the primary areas of inquiries of social sciences. Yeah, the next part is society, you know, social interaction, for example. Yeah, they look at society as a whole. Yeah, that's the primary areas of inquiry of social sciences. And what about natural sciences, for example? If you are interested in looking at the natural sciences, you know, it means that your primary areas of inquiry is the physical whole of the things. Now, another thing which is very interesting is in the purple part of the table, yeah, the lowest part of the table. So that's the primary role of the researcher. It's about you. What is your role? So if you're conducting research in humanities, it means that the primary role of the researcher is interpreting and making meaning. So you interpret and make meaning of your data and findings. Meanwhile, if your area of research is social sciences, it means that the primary role of the researcher is developing theories and looking for patterns. So you look at patterns. yeah, in society, in social and human interactions, for example. And the last one, if your area of discipline is natural sciences, the primary role of the researcher is investigating and reporting. So principally what you have to do in your research is you investigate and report your findings. So those are the basics understandings of different academic disciplines in humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences. Alright, so these are the basic process you have thinking when you are going to conduct a research in those disciplines. First, identify your topic, problem, and develop focused research questions. Next, assess what you know, what you need to know, and develop a research plan. It's very important to know what you know and what you need to know. And after that, you can develop it in a research plan. The next is, which is also important, is you need to locate and document resources. You need to locate what you need and where is it. All right. And next, analyze resources and develop the answer to research question. You must have research questions. And the last part in basic research processes is present the answer to your research question while carefully citing your resources. So you need to, cite as well. All right. So these are the basic research processes in those three different fields of disciplines of research. Okay. Now we move to the second part of our discussion today, all right, which is identifying a topic. Now, while you try to identify a topic, so principally you will explore three things, and we will discuss it today. Number one, analyzing a situation, okay, analyzing a situation. Number two, choosing a topic, which is very important. So you have in your area, there must be a lot of topics. There must be a lot of subjects. There must be a lot of interest, research interest. So you choose one for your research later. And number three, focusing a topic by writing a research question. So these are the basic steps for identifying a topic in your research. Okay, so analyzing a situation, choosing a topic, and focusing a topic by writing a research question. Now, let us look at it one by one. Okay, first, now we're talking about analyzing a situation. So you can look at four things here on your screen, yeah, especially in the green part areas. First, what's the rhetorical situation, the purpose, the audience, the author. So these are the things that you need to look and consider, yeah, before conducting a research. Number one, think about the time, yeah, time. So why you consider about time? Because you need to think and consider what has happened in the past and present that motivates your research. Okay, you have to think about what has happened in the past. You look at the previous studies and you look at the phenomenon, some phenomena in the meantime, the present time, the current issues that motivates your research. Yeah, that's the purpose why you have to consider time and what will happen in the future. These are very important also for you to think. All right. Number two, think about number three, audience. Okay, so what has happened in the past and present that motivates the audience to care about these topics? So when you conduct a research, of course, it's based on your expertise and interest, but you need to consider whether other people are interested in your research or not. Now, that's also important. So what has happened in the past and present, yeah, that motivates the audience to care about this topic? And what will the audience need to do to motivate their readings about this topic? So Of course, when you conduct a research, you want the impact of the research can be felt by the society. So what makes your topic and research makes people want to read about it, want to learn about it, want to care about it. It's also important to think about the audience of your research. And the last one is about you yourself, about the author. What has happened in the past and present that motivates you to conduct a research, and what will motivate you to that particular research? This is very important for you to ask yourself. All right. Now, another thing is in the blue part. All right, light blue. It's about space. This is also very important. So, what person, places, or things will be affected by this particular research? The next is, what real-world things can audience do to impact this issue based on the research? And the last one, what resources does the author have to facilitate the research? So these are very important to think, to consider before you start your research, okay? Now, I want you to practice this, yeah, choosing a topic, because this is our first meeting, so it's very important for you to have something in your mind. Choosing a topic. Okay, now let's try. Spend 5 minutes generating a list of topics that you find interesting and compelling you. All right, think. Yeah, you can do it at home. All right, spend 5 minutes generating a list of topics that you find interesting and compelling you. Think. So you have learned about many things during these years. You know, this is your 3rd year or your 4th year. Of course, you have, you know, attended so many classes, completed so many courses, and think which topic that you find interesting. All right. After that, free write for about 5 minutes on why this topic is interesting and what you know about it. It's very important also to think, why do you think this topic is interesting and what you know about it? Because like this, you need to find a topic, and of course the topic you have to be very familiar with. If not, so it will be very difficult for you to, you know, further your research. It's very difficult for you to, you know, move to the next steps if you don't know about what you are doing. All right. So while doing those activities, you know, generating list of topics and free writing, yeah, consider how broad your topic is right now, and will you have time to explore it? This is the thing that you need to consider as well. So of course you have something very interesting to research, but whether you have time to explore it and complete it within 1 semester, let's say. So that's another thing that you need to consider. All right. And is there, you know, much information available? Yeah, is there, you know, what is that? Journals, yeah, or books available in your library, for example, in the university library, or in the internet. All right, in the what's that available for you to access, because it's very important how much information available. All right. The next thing that you have to do is what discussion are emerging about your topic. So when you search, for example, number of journal articles related to your topics, so what is the emerging discussion? You know, what is or what was discussed in that article or journals? So you can look at it very carefully. You know, you can read and you can take notes. Yeah, what issues, the methodology, the findings, the conclusion of the previous research is very important for you to look at. And this is also important, yeah, while you're choosing your topic. Who are some key players and groups interested in your topics? Look, so you can use the existing bibliometric tools, for example. Look at who are some key players whose researchers conduct a lot of research in that particular areas or topics, and in that particular discussion, who you have to find the person or the groups of researchers, yeah, who are also interested conducting that, and you can read their works, yeah, as inspiration, for example, or even if you want to look at the research further, you can contact the researchers who are concerning that research areas and discussion. And it's also important for you to look at what subtopics emerge in discussions of your topic. Alright, so please use your time, spend your time, yeah, generating lists of topics that you find interesting and compelling you, number one. Number two, free write for about 5 minutes on why this topic is interesting and what you know about it, and consider how broad your topic is right now. Will you have time to explore it? Is there too much information available, or is there much information available, yeah, related to your topics? So what discussion are emerging around your topic? It's also very important to look at who are some key players and groups interested in your topics, and what subtopics emerge in discussion of your topic. So students, you can take your time and we will discuss about it later in the class. The next thing, the common features of research proposal is methodology. So what does it mean, methodology? Methodology is basically how you want to conduct your research. It's about whether it is the approach is qualitative or quantitative, your plan of the research.
Terima kasih sudah menyaksikan video pembelajaran ini. Jangan lupa like, komen dan subscribe, serta nyalakan tanda loncengnya agar kalian tidak ketinggalan informasi update lainnya.